Right, our next question is going to be on Gaelic and culture, and we have a sort of unusual questioner who is about to appear on the stage. Who is about to appear on the stage.
It's not working. Is the microphone working? There we go.
It is.
Hello, it's Mr. Dwelly. Agus ha ceist acham min Gaelic. Agus ha mi dul fáinneach an Burla. My name is Dwelly, and I teach Gaelic for Highland 2007. And I want to ask a question to the parties about Gaelic. I'm going to ask it in English because it's hard to translate. But I want to ask the parties, where do they see the future development of Gaelic? We've got the Gaelic Act now, and we've got Highland 2007 going on at the moment. So where do the parties each see the future development of Gaelic? Actually,
there's a man with his finger or finger up there that has a question here about Gaelic as well. Arthur, can you... He's going, I don't speak. We know you speak. Right.
I don't. Hello. Can you hear me, Dana? Yeah, my question was actually about what's the panel's understanding of what is Gaelic medium education, and where and what circumstances would they try and establish all Gaelic schools?
Okay. Rhoda.
The future development of Gaelic, firstly, I think big strides have been made in securing Gaelic, and certainly the Gaelic Act has made a big difference to that. But we need to build on that. We need more teachers to teach young people, not only in primary school, but also through secondary school, because once you start in primary school, you need to follow your education through. We have people who are willing to do that, and we need to find ways of making sure that we get more teachers trained. We have Gaelic speakers who are educated to degree level throughout the Highlands. They have families here. They can't travel to learn to become teachers. We need to take the teacher training to those people so that they can take a career change without disrupting their families and themselves. And I think if we made that step, it would make a huge difference.
Right, so teacher training should come to where, viably?
To people. We have UHI in the Highlands, which is a new concept in education. It brings education into communities. We need to use that for teacher training so that people within the Highlands can learn teacher training in their own communities. They don't have to go away to Aberdeen or wherever. There's people highly qualified with degrees coming back into the Highlands, but they're at a stage in their lives where they can't then return to full-time education away from home. We need to take the education to them.
Okay, John Farquhar.
You'll be pleased to know that there is a new dedicated school being built in Inverness, in the Highland capital, to teach all subjects through the medium of Gaelic. And the good news is that a young teacher, or a lady from Skye, has been chosen to be the head teacher at that school. So good things are happening.
Right, Mike.
Well, we have to give up our complacency and apply a sense of urgency. We've moved from the situation in which Gaelic was dying rather rapidly to the situation where it's now dying rather more gently and rather more slowly, and we've got to stop that. Because the reality is that Gaelic will be dead within 2 generations if we go down this way. So I'll give you 3 possible moves forward. When I gave evidence, Leslie, to the Gaelic Task Force before I moved the Parliament's first Gaelic bill, a bill incidentally which was destroyed by the Labour executive, and that was the worst day of my parliamentary career. But we have to create a new generation of Gaelic speakers with huge urgency, because Gaelic medium education alone will never produce the number of teachers that are required to build Gaelic medium education. It's completely self-defeating the way we're doing it at the moment. A huge initiative to create a new generation of Gaelic speakers using all the resources available. That is, Ulpan courses, internet courses, formal education courses, fast-track courses, to create a demand which is partially there, and then to fulfill that demand. You can go anywhere in Scotland and find lots of people who say to you, rather plaintively, I'd love to learn Gaelic, but they don't get the opportunity to do so. It's difficult to access courses. It's difficult to find the right courses for them. We've got to go out there and make it actually easy to get courses and encourage those people to work to fluency. You can do it with the OPAN method. Fluency can be achieved, what is it, in 3,000 hours? It can be done. So that's the first thing. Secondly, Gaelic, I mean, the question about Gaelic medium schooling is absolutely vital. There have to be Gaelic-only schools. There is actually no other way to preserve the language in certain communities than investing heavily in those schools. And the third initiative is to treat this as a matter of political priority. The Gaelic Act, which took place in the second Scottish Parliament, could have been passed in the first Parliament, should have been passed in the first Parliament. It still is only wending its way towards completion, and mostly what it's been concerned with, as far as I can see, is publishing glossy documents. We have got to treat this as a matter of human rights. In Scotland, in the 21st century, a language which expresses a way of seeing is dying and will be dead within 2 generations. And if that doesn't motivate politicians to take extreme measures to save that part of our culture and heritage, then nothing will.